Hi, everybody. Hi, Cassie.
Hi.
Hi, Priya. Hi, Colleen.
Hi,
We'll,
everyone.
we'll get this link right eventually. We have to, right?
That's right. Yeah.
We have to.
And Joanne, welcome. Congrats on becoming a featured creator. We're so excited that you're here.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited I finally did it. Thanks for your patience.
Oh, we're just so happy that you're officially part of the community and your recipes all just are so unique and look really amazing. And you
Oh,
add
thank
so
you for
much to
that.
our community.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm very grateful. All of your recipes look amazing.
You were so kind, Joanne.
Everyone. Hey, Maria. Maria, I thought you were doing a fancy green screen thing at first when you joined. All we could see was green on your tile. You're muted. Can't hear you.
You're still muted, Maria.
I can't read lips. I'm gonna be terrible later in life when I'm deaf. I won't be able to navigate it at all.
No, I'm gonna just put myself on silent and mute myself because I'm trying to clean and eat lunch at the same time.
Hey,
But I want to listen in.
I'm having a little actual veggies lunch.
Love it.
Speaking of veggies, the background music is an artist named Veggie, who I knew before the call today. I thought, oh, that would be fun to listen to Veggie while we're getting ready.
That's the name of the artist?
Veggi. He's like a mashup kind of DJ. Not everything that he produces is safe for work, but I have looked and none of these have the explicit label on Spotify. So I'm feel okay playing these few, but he does do interesting mashups. So there's the occasional track that you might not be able to listen to with your kids around. Everybody.
So I wanted to share, I had kimchi yesterday for the first time.
Wow.
And it was delicious. Yeah, it was right. We had a foodie network, the Food 21 in Pittsburgh. Are you aware of them, Bill?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. They're actually they're all entrepreneurs, food entrepreneurs, local food entrepreneurs. And it's an organization called Food 21 who brings together all the entrepreneurs. They're like a nonprofit. I think they're funded by the state. So they had the event at Frontier Kitchen in Sharpsburg. So one of the entrepreneurs there, she made kimchi, and it was, I don't care for veggies, and I was eating up those veggies like nothing.
Amazing.
Yeah. And this time, Pooja, I was dressed appropriately.
I thought you were dressed appropriately last time too. That dress was beautiful. Everyone else was dressed inappropriately. You were perfect.
So what I did is I went to my husband's holiday party for consulting, and they said festive attire. So I had this gold dress with gold strapless shoes, strap shoes. And I walked in and everybody had black jeans and sweatshirts. And I was like, oh my God, I'm like an Oscar statue.
I would have gone dressed more similarly to you, to be honest. So I don't blame you.
I was like, okay. But I just was like, I'm just going to eat food and hang out. Thank you, Pooja. You're so sweet.
Well, welcome everybody. What a group today. Happy Friday. Anyone have any fun plans for the weekend?
Please say yes. Reed must have plans. Come on, Reed. No?
Recipe development, recipe projects on top of recipe projects.
Got it.
I'm at home this weekend. No Taylor Swift, no Las Vegas. None of it.
Yes, we saw Wicked last weekend. Well, on Sunday. So good.
It's so good. It's so good. Whether you're a theater kid or not, it's so good.
Yeah.
Wait, we saw it, the musical, a couple of years ago, and I mean, I've long been a fan of Wicked. Of course, with being music kiddos, Matt, I know you feel me there. So I'm so excited to see it. Same here, Danielle. I have actually been holding off listening to the movie soundtrack because I wanted to see the movie first. So I haven't listened to the soundtrack
And
or
there's
like
some
the new
Pooja, there's
soundtrack.
some Easter egg spoilers on the soundtrack, so
Yeah,
that's
I
good.
was gonna
Don't.
say, I'm not gonna say, but
Good, good, good.
I loved all the little Easter eggs through
It's so
the
good.
Can't
through the
wait.
movie. We'll
Matt,
let
I'll
it
definitely
surprise
text
you.
you after.
Yes.
All right. Well, why don't we just jump right in? We're a little bit light on the community notes this week, but a couple of product related updates. First of all, apologies to anybody that noticed a little bit of downtime yesterday. We've actually been working really hard to push out new features onto the platform. And we had just a little unforeseen bug that sort of happened in conjunction with those. We did get it fixed. We have a little bit of what I would call like a patch in place right now. Everything is completely functional. The big feature that did push out this week was the on recipe shopping. And we're super excited about that. Part of the patch was actually getting the site functional with limited functionality in the shopping. So it's there. It's going to be improved. John, our very talented developer, is here on the call. Hey, John. He was very helpful in getting us back up and running yesterday. So we'll be looking at that actually after this call at how we can get that fixed up even further. But we're super excited about the on recipe shopping. It's a great way for products that are in our marketplace to be shown contextually on the recipes. They're directly shoppable by anybody that sees the recipes. It's also, dare I say, visually more appealing. You can sort of sense that there's more than just product by product flashing at you, but you can see that it is a marketplace of sorts. And we're working through getting more and more products linked up through that. So expect constant incremental improvements to that over the coming weeks and probably months. Another update is that we are very, very close to our initial submission for our iOS app. Super exciting. We've been working so hard on that throughout the last couple of months. We will share more information on that as things happen on it. With the initial submission, I would expect that we'll probably be right around the end of the year or first week of the new year when that launches officially. There's an approval process that goes through. We will keep everybody updated. But one of the neat things that I will say about the app is that going through the registration process, the end user can pick if they're a home cook, which is our term for user, or a creator or a brand. And in doing the registration flow, the user can pick dietary preferences around what types of recipes they're typically looking for. These match our current filters on the website. And what it will do in this registration flow is actually surface follow recommendations based on the preferences that you set. So if you set paleo and gluten-free, you'll see creators who have a lot of recipes in those areas. So it's a really exciting way that active creators who have recipes like that are going to be matched with people who are looking for recipes like that. So it's a growth opportunity for all of us, and it's very exciting. One last thing, we have been working hard to get brands on our Super Bowl promotion for January. If it's the first you're hearing about this, yes, we're doing another Super Bowl recipe rumble in January. We took a lot of the feedback that we heard last year about things that we could have done better, and we implemented them to the best of our abilities. So there will be an improved experience for all of us around that. We will have the creator announcement coming imminently, actually. We have a page with all the information about it. I don't know, when are we sharing that with creators other than now?
I was just gonna say, can we drop it?
I was gonna send it out with your statement emails that are gonna be
that's right.
coming next week. So I'll be sending all that information. So that gives us time to finalize the page and everything too. So keep an eye out for that next week with your creator statement emails.
Sounds good. And message me privately if you can't wait. I'll just slip it to you.
I was gonna say maybe I think Michelle, you should just throw the link in there and
Yeah.
No,
Details are
I'm not
getting
driving. I'm not driving. So
details are getting finalized. So
yeah.
we'll have that information to you shortly. But if you want to participate based on this little teaser, just let us know in the chat and we can direct you to the sign up form. But the high level is that we will have a bunch of brands from FoodSocial participating. Creators will be split into teams on this one. Each team will have a team captain. Creators will get a base amount of money for participating, in addition to teams competing for cash prizes. We will have a couple of live shoppable events as part of this. So we've really expanded how we envision this being a collaborative community event that's fun and engaging and really looking towards the future and how FoodSocial creators can connect with their audience. So we're super excited about it. So if you can't wait and you already know you want to get in, like we'll send you the sign up link. Otherwise, it will come imminently to everyone else. Anyone else have any updates that they'd like to share?
Everett can let me know who wants to be in on the halftime show with me. I am determined to make a fun halftime something. I don't know. It's got to be about that too. So, anyways.
Are we
Michelle, I will join you
Okay.
during the halftime show.
we're competing with the Puppy Bowl for alternative halftime show performance?
Yeah.
That'll be super fun.
There's the Super Bowl, the Puppy Bowl, and the Salad Bowl.
The Salad Bowl. I didn't know that one.
That's us.
That's us. Super fun.
That is funny.
I do have one more quick announcement. If anybody is interested in trying anything from Nucolato, they are one of our newer brands on FoodSocial as well. You can submit a product request for that. I'll also drop the form here if you haven't already done that. And Bryce from Yo Mamas is on here as well. So if you'd like anything from Yo Mamas, you can always try that and request that too. So fill out that form and we will get them sent over. That's it.
All right. On to our main event. Michelle, do you want to intro this?
Sure. Happy to. Thanks for everyone.
And I can't wait to get started. So what's the game plan?
What? Who's saying that?
I don't know if that was coming from my computer.
It was? Well, I'm excited to get started too. Whoever said that.
Yeah. Do you need to take your MacBook for an exorcism later?
Yeah,
I literally have no idea where that's playing from. Sorry about that.
Well, anyways, thanks for coming, everybody. Live stuff is so fun. This is just the way we roll. Super fun happy hour we have. For anyone that doesn't know, I'm assuming everyone knows this happy hour. We're doing a little taste and tell with Actual Veggies, and Cassie is here from Actual Veggies, as is Haley. Saw Haley. We haven't seen you since Denver, Haley. Allie and I dropped by briefly. It was a crazy show. We were only there for a day and felt like our heads were like exploding. It was a lot. So
yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Glad you guys got to come by.
Yeah. But Cassie was just gonna turn the mic over to you, so to speak. You both, Haley and Cassie, just to share a little bit about Actual Veggies, background, whatever you'd like to share with us. And then I know a few of us are ready to cook along with you. I have also tried them ahead of time, as I sent you a picture last night, Cassie. It was horrible lighting, of course, because it was nighttime and all that, but truly delicious.
It looked delicious.
Yeah, and I'm making the same burger today, but I'm zhuzhing it up how I in normal would, not just quickly at night just to get food in your face and be done. But anyways, so take it away. I'm super excited to have everyone learn more about all that you guys are doing.
Cool. Well, just an intro. I'm
Oh.
Cassie. I'm the head of marketing, and we have Haley on, who is one of the co-founders, along with my husband Jason, who is also one of the co-founders.
Hey, Jason.
So Jason,
Hey,
maybe
everybody.
you want to give a little background on how
Yeah.
you got started, and we can go for there from
Yeah,
there.
definitely. So yeah, Cassie invited me to join. So thank you,
As you
everybody.
should. Yes.
So I'm Jason. Are we still on?
Yeah.
So I'm Jason. I'm one of the co-founders. Like Cassie said, I started this with Haley and actually Haley's brother, Alex. But the reason we started this was because I stopped eating meat for health reasons. My cholesterol was always high, and I tried so many different diets and all kinds of different things to try to lower my cholesterol, and nothing worked. So I did something crazy, which was cut out meat, and it worked. After a few months of not eating meat, my cholesterol went down. So this started as a passion project. When I stopped eating meat, I really couldn't find a veggie burger out there that checked all the boxes. So I first started eating Beyond and Impossible. Honestly, didn't know much about them. I just knew that they were vegan products and was eating them a lot because before I stopped eating meat, the beef burger was one of my favorite foods. So I definitely wanted to replace that. I quickly dove into the ingredients and things like that when eating these meat alternative products. And I learned that Beyond Meat and Impossible and some of these other ones are filled with a lot of processed ingredients, especially ingredients that I had never heard of. And when I looked them up, they really just weren't that healthy. So then I turned to just a good old traditional veggie burger that looks and tastes like veggies. And I just couldn't find one that I liked. So I would go to restaurants and get good ones there, like Houston's and Hillstone's. They have a really good in-house restaurant, but I couldn't find like a restaurant quality veggie burger at the grocery store. Basically something, most importantly, that tasted good, but also was made with just all ingredients that I could recognize. So that was how this started, was just, hey, I'm looking for this product. I don't think it exists. Let's create it. So joined up with Haley and her brother. We brought on a chef to bring this vision to life. And then if you fast forward, because this was back in 2020. So if you fast forward to today, now we're in over, I think we're in almost 7,000 retailers nationwide. We sell to hundreds, if not thousands of restaurants, which is that, honestly, that's the most exciting part, because that was the goal, was to create a restaurant style veggie burger that you could buy at the grocery store. And now full circle, we're being served at so many restaurants, and so many chefs are coming to us and saying, yours is better than the one that we make in-house, and we're going to start using yours. Not only is it better, but you save us time since you did all the work. So that was honestly one of the most rewarding parts of this whole journey, is just seeing it come full circle. But what's great is our mission is we just believe in clean, whole foods, and that's what we do. If you look at our burgers and our products, it's made with just veggies, beans, and spices. We don't add any fillers. When we do use oil, we use seed-free oil, so we use avocado oil. And something that I think everyone in here has tried are these new cheeseburgers that we've recently launched at Whole Foods and Sprouts and some of our other partners. So the idea with that was I started incorporating cheese again into my diet. And one of the reasons was protein. It's definitely, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to get protein if you have a vegan diet. I mean, there's many ways you can with beans and lentils, but it gets a little boring. So I started incorporating cheese again slowly, and I didn't have any adverse reactions to dairy. So it became a part of my diet again. And what we noticed was a lot of our consumers were putting cheese on the burgers anyways. And when we first came up with this idea, we were going the route of using plant-based cheese. The problem was we couldn't find a good plant-based cheese that was very clean. If you look at a lot of plant-based cheese out there, they're made with oils and a lot of oil, and we like to stay away from oil. The problem, at least the way we look at it, is people are cooking with oil, and then if you look at your products, they have oil in them, and a lot of things you don't even realize have oil in them. Something that we've looked at before is hamburger buns, which is interesting. Most hamburger buns in the market have oil in them. So you're cooking with oil, your product has oil in it, and then things like your dressing and your bun have more oil. So we try to stay away from oil. So it was very hard to find a clean plant-based cheese that didn't use oil. There are some out there that use nuts, but we try to avoid nuts as they're an allergen, try to avoid as many allergens as possible. Obviously, dairy is an allergen, but we ultimately landed on sourcing a very clean organic cheese, and that's what we went with. And what's great about this product is it tastes really good. I think they're amazingly tasting, and it adds a lot of protein, and it adds good, clean protein. A lot of vegan products are using pea protein, which we've used before and we do use in some of our products, but we like the component of adding dairy to them. So we're excited. They taste good. They're selling really well so far. And we think it's something unique and refreshing to the veggie burger category. And the whole idea was that veggie burgers were just boring. They needed some innovation. They didn't taste good. So we really think this whole new spin on cheese is going to add some excitement to the category. So we look forward to hearing what everybody thinks.
That's awesome. I don't know if you can
And then
see
Haley,
the
anything else
chat.
that you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, especially coming from my background. So I actually eat meat. I've always been honest about that. And when Jason brought me on to start this with him, like the idea of eating something that wasn't meant to be what it was, like gave me a visceral action. He's like, you have to try Beyond or Impossible. I'm like, I can't do it. Like it sort of grosses me out. At the same time, like I love a good veggie burger. So, as we talk to you guys and get feedback from you, I'd love to hear, your dietary preferences and how you think about veggie burgers. Cause one thing that I think is challenging for us is like, how do we get people like myself to find our veggie burgers? Now I eat them all the time because they're so good. But just wanted to get different perspectives from people who don't always just eat, who usually eat meat.
Well, I eat meat too, Haley. And veggie burgers, like you said, I don't have a diagnosed health issue, but some things hurt my stomach. I just know that there are certain things and so I'm always reading labels. And some of the other veggie burgers, like you mentioned, are just, I don't even know what the ingredients are. I just know my body will be like, stop, please don't do that. I will have a reaction within an hour of being very uncomfortable. So that's what I think was most exciting about all your products is I know what every ingredient is. And consumers are getting more aware and reading labels. And so, hats off to moving in that direction because I think that it bodes well for the community and that you're in so many restaurants also speaks volumes to what people are looking for and expecting at this point. So
Do you does your team have background in previous CPG ventures? Because this doesn't sound to me like a lot of CPG startups that like learn it on the fly. It sounds like a pretty rapid sort of rise from
Nope.
2020 to now with 7,000 doors and in 1,000 restaurants. So I have a sense that maybe there's a little bit more to that story there.
So
No, none of us have a CPG
Really?
experience. So
no
that's
CPG experience. We've been learning under fire the whole time. We have some really amazing people that have been helping us along the way, but it's whatever that expression is, what you don't know, it can honestly be a positive because a lot of times we see other people with CPG experience and they think that there's like this manuscript that you have to follow to be successful, where we didn't have that. We just, like you said, learned on the fly. So we obviously made mistakes along the way, but we also just did things. And we were fortunate that the timing was right. People were looking for a product like this. And we were fortunate that we had good people helping us. But yeah, it's definitely when like I talk to people, it's encouraging that we had no experience. So you got to start from somewhere. So none of us worked for a CPG company. We literally we didn't know anyone in the industry. So it's been a fun ride. We've all learned so much.
Wow, good for you guys. I never would have expected that answer. And in fact, I probably wouldn't have even said it that way if I had thought the answer was going to be that. But that's amazing. You guys should be congratulated.
Thank you.
In its own right, it's such a difficult field, especially going the brick and mortar route. As you know, it's like trade shows and margins and navigating really complicated buying practices. And there's all those things that can be tripping hazards or worse. So major kudos. That's so impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I've got a question. I'm dying to try this burger. Is it available here in Canada?
Not
Haley,
quite
yeah.
yet. We're working on it. Canada does not make it easy to work with, but we are working on it very, very soon.
So we're looking to launch, and you tell us if you shop here, we're looking to launch in Sobeys next year.
Okay.
So I think that includes like Longo's and some of the other chains that they own, but
Okay. Portino's, President's Choice.
Yep. So the ball is actually in our court. We have to get all the bilingual packaging and everything ordered. If we can get it all done in time, we will be in Canada like April of 2025.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep me posted. I'm super interested.
Yeah, when we're in Canada, we'll make sure you can get some to try.
I can, I'm originally from South Africa. I've been in Toronto for 22 years. And my experience in general with Canadians, especially in British Columbia, they are I want to have the right word here. They are super fanatical with what they eat. And something like this, and if it tastes amazing, it'll fly. They're very into vegan and vegetarian here. I'd say the majority of millennials, Gen Z, they all are.
Wow.
That's great.
A good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. So I don't know if everyone got a chance to try the burgers ahead of time. I'm actually cooking some up right now as we speak. Is there anyone who already tried it and has anything they want to share of their experience, their feedback? We'd love to hear from you guys.
I'll speak up because I just gobbled two up off camera right now because I wanted them to still be warm. I'm a pescatarian and I've been vegetarian and vegan and all kinds of the same journeys for various reasons. I've had every veggie burger on the market. I've had every version my way. I made them blah blah blah. So similar story to what you were saying. Um, these two products with the cheese are easily, I can say, the best on the market today. There's no question about that. I'm also a marketer by day, and the packaging is like chef's kiss on its own.
It's
So,
beautiful. Yeah.
but the products are like genuinely like it makes sense that you're exploding in the market because they really are the best of the best. And I've done partnership work with some of those really big brands. And as Michelle mentioned, they don't always make me feel the best. I use those products sometimes because I cook for a lot of meat eaters. And a lot of those folks, to your question earlier, have told me like they're trying to eat less meat. They get it, especially as we're getting older. So I think what you're doing is really great, and I love that you're exploring the category and adding some dairy for extra protein. That's the reason I started eating seafood again or reintroducing that into my diet is like I don't like powdered proteins. And the only way when I started marathon training and lifting at the gym or whatever that I could get protein was adding seafood and dairy back in. So, um, yeah, I love what you're doing, and the products are having just tasted these two in the last 15 minutes. They're spectacular.
Yeah, I added cheese back as well for protein, Reed, because being paleo for so many years, I started craving beans a lot for my body's craving protein, and then also cheeses, like fermented cheeses especially. And so I've also reintroduced those in the last year and a half or so, and it's great. And so I think that layering that element into these is just like winning. I love that. So
Thank you. No, that means a lot from both of you.
yeah. Well, I am cooking mine too. I'm doing the air fryer because I use my air fryer every day. In fact, mine just blew up on my birthday, so it's brand spanking new. It's still shiny because the one I had for 5 years finally died. But I love a quick air fryer meal. But you're doing yours in the skillet. Is that what you're doing, Cassie?
Yep. So I usually do mine in the air fryer. I change it up today, doing it in a skillet. So I just cooked them for a few minutes. I think it's done on each side until they're nice and golden brown. Sometimes what I'll do is thaw them out in the refrigerator first. It just helps it cook a little quicker. And then this is how I always eat it. So I made a little salad here if you guys could see. This is my go-to meal, just putting it on a salad. But when I make it for Jason, he likes it on a bun with all your burger topping. So he'll have it that way. But I think what's really good about this is there's so many versatile things you could do. We've seen people put them in tacos, put them in pasta. Like you really can get so creative. It's really versatile. So I'm sure everyone here is way more creative than me when it comes to cooking. So I'm sure you guys have really good ideas of different ways to have it. So I just made a few salads here, another one. And yeah, this is definitely my go-to way of having it.
What flavored burgers do we have here? Is this chipotle cheddar or is this mushroom mozzarella?
Yep, one of each. So one chipotle cheddar, one mushroom mozzarella. Did anyone else get a chance to try it beforehand?
I know Maria, it looked like Maria had.
Hi. Yeah, I did yesterday. I did the chipotle cheddar.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, just to make sure. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Like I love the fact that it had high protein, fiber. My thing is like I'm looking to increase fiber and obviously protein. But the fiber was the key for me. And every veggie burger I've had is like just yuck. And I have a really sensitive palate. Like I can really pick up on all kinds of things. And this was amazing. I fried it. I made two, put mashed avocado in between the two, and then I melted some extra cheddar cheese on top because I love cheese. So, and that's how I had it. And it was amazing.
So no bun, but extra cheese, and then
No
like
bun,
made
but
it.
extra cheese. Yeah.
That sounds really good, actually.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm always curious of how people are eating them.
It was my
I do
first
extra
time, so I thought,
Yeah.
let me just try it and see, and then we'll go from
Do you
there.
usually get veggie burgers or?
I don't get them a lot because I haven't found any that I really liked. So
Yeah.
the ones that I've tried, like I guess what is the Amy's brand was like
Yeah.
one of the ones that I kind of went to from time to time. But then when this popped up, I'm like, I'm definitely trying it. So I saw it at Whole Foods. I'm like, where is it? Top shelf. So I got the one, and then I'm gonna go back and get the mushroom mozzarella.
Yeah, I think that one's at Whole Foods, right, Cassie?
Yes, it is. Both of the chipotle cheddar and the mushroom mozzarella are in Whole Foods nationwide. So everything in the stores.
Yeah, I
Mine
don't have
had
a Whole
both of
Foods.
them.
Yeah, I don't have a Whole Foods right close to me. So Sprouts is the one that I obviously went with, but I'm just doing mine today on a little coleslaw. Don't tell anyone I don't have purple coleslaw. I don't have purple cabbage in my house right now, which is I always have purple food in my so I know, like what? But I'm just doing it on a little bed of cabbage. It's a slaw I make with lime juice, cilantro, little salt, little chipotle powder. And then I have a little chipotle mayo that I'm going to put on top and a little salsa. And that for me is a mini salad that's like lunchtime for me. Need Michelle to say the safe word?
I'm worried. You don't have the purple cabbage. Like, I'm not sure you're okay at this
I
point.
know. It's this post Thanksgiving, I'm still kind of like cleaning out my fridge again, and I'm like, I don't have purple cabbage in my fridge. It's wrong. It's wrong because I love purple food. Like that's why those purple fries just called to me, Cassie.
Yeah, and we also have a purple burger. It's called our
Oh,
purple
you do.
Rich
That's
burger.
right. So
So
that
if
one
you
has
can find that,
purple.
I'll send it to you. So let me know after this.
Yeah, and that's purple sweet potato. And what else is in those? Then
There's
mushroom.
beets, some purple carrot in it, some
Oh,
white
yeah.
beans. It's really good. If anyone's into beets, our
I
purple
love beets
burger.
too. And that's beets. I mean, those kinds of foods are so good for your blood. I mean, just, all things blood related, anything that's, sorry, my mom came up from a health background. And so she was always pushing beets and purple food and and so I'm a huge fan of that. And it's just so good for you. So I do need to try that one because I love beets and all things purple.
I'll send you some after this.
Okay, sounds great. But
So
yeah, I think because they taste so good, and I prefer not to use a bun for most burgers because I want to taste more of the food and not necessarily the bun for me. And so I love just eating it bunless or like with more cheese like Maria. I love that.
Yeah, I need to try that with the extra cheese. That's a great move.
Sure, why not? Of course. Or even a little Oaxaca cheese, like for the Chipotle, because these flavors, I love anything Chipotle lime forward for me. And so even some nice Oaxaca cheese, you know, kind of gooing on. Anyways, I love food, so clearly I'll quit talking now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've actually been adding extra cheese too, especially when I put it on a bun. We have a new flavor that's coming to Whole Foods next year. It's a feta spinach burger.
oh
So
yeah.
Oh,
this
oh,
one's like, I think this one's my favorite. Like,
oh, I love feta
we
so
just
much.
got the newest round of samples to deliver to us like a week ago, and I've been eating them every single day. So this one we put a little more cheese in it than the Chipotle cheddar and the mushroom mozzarella. This one I
Yeah,
think is perfect. This one I don't add any cheese to. And this one's
yeah,
so good. I've just been eating on its own, like without like normally I also do like a Chipotle aioli or put it
yeah,
on like, a salad or even on a bun. This feta spinach one, oh, it's so good. Literally nothing. I don't add anything to it. And
yeah.
I think like past like 6 days, I've crushed it every single day.
Cool. Well, and also with feta, it's so flavorful. I mean, I will snack on feta cheese
Yeah.
just like this. And so
Yep,
I can
exactly.
imagine the combo with did you say white beans and spinach? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just think that just sounds like a lot of thought went into that pairing. It just sounds really delicious. So, and
And
also I don't know if you've mentioned this, but I love that they're individually packed so that they're not all smashed together. Because sometimes, oh, there they are.
Yeah, here's
yeah.
the samples. I was saying we had like 10 of them a few days ago, and these are the only two I could find.
Oh,
But yeah, these are really good.
I love the green color. I also love green so much, so much. Very cool. But yeah, the individually wrapped is brilliant because inevitably you're trying to whack things apart on the counter to separate a burger. It's just like half of one breaks off, and then you're like, now what?
Yeah.
With eating those new ones sort of on their own, talk to me a little bit about like the macro breakdown, because to me that kind of feels like you're hitting like all your bases for like a meal. You've got veggies, you've got protein in there, and I think a lot of us increasingly are just so busy during the day. And so having an option like that where you can heat up one or two of those for lunch, like at least for me, like that's extremely appealing because, I'm lucky to get like 15 or 20 minutes for lunch. And if I can heat those up and eat them and feel good about having a complete meal, all the more appealing to me.
Yeah, so the new one, the feta spinach one. So all of our products right now are found in the freezer, and they come with 4 3-ounce patties per box. The new feta spinach ones, those are actually going to be found in the refrigerator at Whole Foods. And instead of 4 3-ounce patties, it's 2 4-ounce patties, and it comes in a tray, kind of like what I just showed you, although that was not the exact tray, but they are bigger. So they're 4 ounces. So they're definitely more filling. Those ones we're finalizing the recipe now, but they should have about 18 grams of protein in each one. So it's a lot of protein. And they're I mean, they're like substantial. As a 4-ounce patty, it's definitely a meal in its own. I mean, I have put that on a bun, but I'm telling you, most of them I've just been eating on their own, and I'm full. They really fill me up.
That's
Well,
great.
that's a quarter pound, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, it's a big patty.
And it really is the perfect lunch. It cooks up, 10 minutes. It should be ready. And yeah, it's quick, it's convenient. And Michelle, I know you were cooking yours in the air fryer. I was making mine on the skillet. You could put it in the oven.
Yeah.
And something else that's kind of unique, most veggie burgers, they're very delicate and can fall apart. Ours really hold together. So they're great on the grill. So in the summer, you can throw them on the barbecue and there's no problem with them holding up. It comes out really good on the grill.
Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, because that is a concern because you don't want food falling through the grate because then you're
Yeah.
like mealtime ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is done. This is literally, I don't know if I can, is that,
Looks
That
nice.
looks delicious.
There we go. Yeah.
It's super simple, but I don't need it. I don't have huge meals during the day, but this is it would be better with purple cabbage in my slaw, but it's okay. It's just not visually quite as popping for me. So, but I won't eat on camera. I don't need people to see me chewing, but
I'll unspotlight you. At
okay.
least. We don't need that in high def.
No, please don't. No.
One thing that I was going to say, I looked at your store locator, which was great, and so I was able to see where I could get it. And I running everything in my life down to the last minute. I ran out last night, and I was only able to get the fries at my local grocery store, which is Giant Eagle. And we do have a couple Whole Foods nearby, so I'm gonna get the burgers for sure because I'm already sold. Like this has sold me on it for sure. But one of the things I was gonna say, and I love this about your product right off the bat, is like the texture and being able to sort of identify the constituent ingredients in it. I feel like in this world of, more and more like processed and hyper processed foods, we're going further and further away from that connection like to the ingredients. And like I just love that there's a texture forward approach to this product because it like 100% you're eating real food when you eat these. And I think that's so important.
Yeah, and really that's what we were going for was just whole foods. We're not using powders. It's just whole veggies, beans, and that's what you see in there and that's what you taste. And honestly, when we first started this business, we were surprised when we started looking at a lot of the other things that you could buy at the grocery store, how processed they are. And we thought that that was for a reason. We thought maybe when you are mass producing something, you have to use some of these more processed ingredients, or maybe it's for cost reasons or whatever it may be. And we quickly learned that you don't need to do that. There's an approach that we've taken, and it is just using whole foods. And honestly, I am still very perplexed why so many companies are using these bad ingredients. And I think a lot of it comes down to cost. But what's interesting is our product is not much more expensive than our competitors. I mean, it's almost in line with Dr. Prager's and Amy's and some of these other products. So it's upsetting to see so many products out there that are just cutting corners, honestly, for no reason. So it's just I'm hoping, and we've already seen it, there's a lot of other companies that are making products that are just better for us as people. And a lot of those products are winning because there's a need for that. There's just really no reason why there should be so many products out there. And what's so interesting to me is when you go to like a store like Whole Foods or Sprouts, you really just expect everything in there to be healthy. But it's not always the case. Like, yes, maybe they don't have Coca-Cola or Sprite, but they still have so many products in there that if you look at the ingredients, you're like, this is unbelievable that this product made it into Whole Foods. So that's something when I used to shop at places that I considered healthy, I just wouldn't even look at the ingredients or the labels because I assumed they were healthy. Now I check, and there's just so many things out there, like I said, that I'm surprised made it onto shelf. So it's very interesting.
I did that too, Jason. I was just assuming here I can shop and get anything. And then I learned the hard way that's not the case. And I will forever be a label reader. I just do my due diligence no matter what store I'm in and what they might say they are. So
yeah. My rule is if I don't recognize at least two of the ingredients in the label, then that's usually not a good sign.
Right. Yeah. Pass.
We looked up an ingredient on a product earlier today as a team and learned about that. I think we're a community of label readers here. I think we all describe the different preferences or dietary restrictions, but going back to like the ingredient being really important to cooking and the foods that we aren't cooking from scratch. I think that's a great point, Jason. I think a lot of us on this call would tend to agree that we want clarity in food labeling, and we want to be able to recognize the ingredients that are in food.
I also think there's the element of people like me who I need to read labels in order to feel confident before purchasing a product. So like by nature, I'm just reading labels more, and it's always so assuring to see when brands use like whole foods as ingredients or just cleaner ingredients. And I think that the population of people that are reading labels and getting smarter is growing, but also the people that need to start reading labels is also increasing. So you're just naturally seeing more people pay more close attention to it. So it's great to see brands like yours emerging and just actually creating amazing products that fill a gap that so many people really need and want in their life.
I also have to say,
Um,
speaking of reading labels, usually when a product says like spice or spices, I
Mm.
can't have nightshades. And so if it says spices, I will steer clear, but I really appreciate that on your products you say spices, but then you list out what they are, because that's really helpful for people who need to know like what those spices are.
Yeah, that's a great point. I remember when we first started working on our packaging before we launched, I think our first iteration, we had it as spices, and as a team, because so many other companies do that where they just write spices or spice blend, and as a team, we felt really strongly about listing everything out specifically. So that's a great point.
Thank you for doing that. I know a lot of people like me appreciate it, and it makes it more accessible.
I don't know if you
I have
guys
a
have been
question.
reading.
I'm like the just trying to get ahead of the negatives. Like, if you guys would you have any like constructive feedback on packaging, on product? You know, it'd be really interesting to hear as we're always looking to optimize our products.
I have the most minor ever feedback on the stand-up gusset bags for the fries. The tear notch, the space between the zipper and the top of the bag and the tear notch makes it just a little hard to rip open. So I don't know if that was like a lot issue or if that's just a design issue, but just the tiniest bit more space above the zipper on the gusset so you can tear across underneath the heat seal. I think that would just be just a incremental, like super minor improvement that would be a really nice touch.
Yep,
Glad that was
we've already fixed that. Those were
okay.
some packaging that came out the line that were printed a little bit by mistake. But yeah, we fixed that. We're trying to run through all the packaging that had the mistake on it, but soon the new ones will be I think they've already hit some stores. So yeah, we thanks for bringing that up though.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's extremely minor.
That's good feedback to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The packaging itself is so beautiful. I love the vibrant colors, and the colors are like perfect, spot on too. Like the assortment together. Reed, I'm sure you're already nodding your head because you're like a brand, marketing sort of head too. I think the cohesion with the design is like really beautiful, and it stands out in the assortment against the other brands that are all using like white and green, and it's all just sort of monotone. So I love the vibrancy of the packaging, and
Yeah, it draws you right in. It
Yeah.
draws you right to like what
Yep.
is that? So it's
Really high end. It's nice.
yeah.
I just wanted to jump in with a couple of things. One, a comment on the packaging and placement in the store, and the questioning, a question about future product potentially. Um, the the products in my Whole Foods are top shelf. They're like you're across the top shelf of that category, and you take up the whole shelf. And I think I know what that takes, and I would say like stick with that, because not only is your packaging great, but like that placement. I'm also 6'3", so maybe
I was
some of
gonna
the
say that
shorter
works for some, Reed. Not
maybe
for
that's
all of
just
us.
a me thing. But the thing is, like, you have a good presence in Whole Foods. I'm in Seattle, in the Seattle. I went to a Seattle area store, but anyway, I wanted to say that. But I had a question about future product development. I use a lot of like meatless crumble, and I've made my own, and there are some other brands that I've used that I don't like as well. Is there any future thought on doing um, crumbles or like more of a breakfast sausage sized and flavored profile?
I mean, the answer is yes and yes.
Yeah, yes to both.
We've been actually working on like a veggie sausage patty. What were you want to explain the flavors that we were looking
Yeah, so we're working on two ideas for that. So one would be a savory, one would be a sweet. So one would have the savory would have like fennel and some spices that you get in those real breakfast sausage. And there are some like imitation breakfast sausages, but there's none that are veggie forward. So working on a savory, and then a sweet one would be like an apple maple, something along those lines. So yeah, those are both being worked on now. And veggie crumbles, it's funny you mention it. It's something we've talked about for years, actually, and it kind of fell off the table, but I'm glad you brought it up because I think that there's definitely room for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I'll be a forever customer of both of those products, for the reason of adding more. I mean, I'm just going to use these patties as part of my breakfast plan, but I try to get as much protein at breakfast, and so I frequently turn to, I eat eggs, but I'll have eggs and then add like one of those sausage patties. I'll just use the burgers for now, but like, um, definitely, I think there's space for that.
Yeah, the eggs actually go really well on our burgers. A lot of people eat them for breakfast. It's definitely a good combination. Eggs, a little cheese, throw it on the black bean burger. It's pretty
I
amazing.
think did Colleen, someone in the chat said that they had done that. They'd put an egg on top or were considering an egg on top. I don't know if you've been reading the chat, but people have been like really, yeah. Was it you, Maria?
I was thinking for breakfast because like trying to get more protein and fiber in the morning, just fry
Yeah.
them up and then add a fried egg on top.
Yeah,
That could be like one of my
nature's gravy is right there in that egg if you
Yeah.
just let it drool on.
I might like throw like some cheese on top and then the egg, but
Yeah, I do that all the time. So I eat eggs as well. So I eat eggs and cheese, and I love eating these for breakfast. It just adds
Yeah.
more protein and different protein to your normal egg
Right.
breakfast. So it's I love doing that. I think Haley does that too. Cassie does not eat eggs. She does not like eggs, but Haley, you do that too, right? The eggs with the burgers.
She nodded, yes.
Nodded.
Sorry, yeah, that's why I love eating it for breakfast, like on an English muffin with egg and avocado
Oh.
and cheese. So it's a very filling breakfast, but it's really good.
Yeah.
I always am like, why are we not getting more veggies in our breakfast? So it's really fun.
Yeah.
And then just another question I had for everyone. Is there anyone who's seen our brand before but hasn't tried it? Just curious if like you've seen it online or at the grocery store.
I haven't tried it yet, but I think because like I had picked up a couple of the boxes and I saw that they had nightshades in them, which I'm really sensitive to, so I assumed I couldn't have them, but I actually was doing more digging and it seemed you have products that I can have. So next time I go to the store, I'm gonna pick it up and try it.
Amazing. That's great. That's great.
Yeah, I raised my hand. I'm not a consumer of alternative meat products. Bit of an omnivore over here. But I have like friends and cousins who don't eat animal protein, and so like I love hearing about the performance of the burger patties. Like next time we have a cookout, like I'll definitely get yours. And I'll probably try them well before that too, because I love sort of the philosophical approach you have to the products. I think for me, that's like the most helpful thing as a conscious consumer to understand is to like hear about like why you've made them this way. And I know that there's a lot of noise out there, so sometimes that's hard messaging to get out there. And in the fast-paced sort of world of short attention spans, but very impressed by it, and I think you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't want to take up all the airspace, but I will say because I buy a lot of alternative products. I've seen your products a lot, and I don't know why I've never picked them up before this week. So I'll say this, and I'm not paid to say this. Thank you for joining FoodSocial because that's what pushed me over the edge. I'm close friends with Michelle, and she was like, "Hey, if you can get these, you're gonna want to try them." And I like last night, I was like, "I'm gonna make them tonight," and I was like, "No, just wait and try them tomorrow." But I was like, I really was like, the price point was never. I mean, it's a really great price point. So I'm not sure why I've never bought them before. Like I said, the brand, I'm the guy who buys the wine for the label sometimes. And I'll buy product because of a label, but I've seen them for, I mean, for the last couple of years, and I don't know why I've never purchased them, but I'll be a brand loyalist, I promise. So that now that I've had them, they're great, and yeah, they're great.
Well, Reed doesn't lie, so believe him.
Yeah, I'm not good at lying, so
No, he's the real deal.
Yeah, I was going to say when Reed started talking about how they're on the top shelf, that's actually one of our things that we're working on is getting them eye level and moving them down a little bit. But for Reed, it sounds like those are eye level. So sorry if they come down a little
No,
bit.
you know what? I am not above asking people to get things for me. I have lived my life. I'm not even 5 feet. So if there's something high, I'm just like, hey, can you come? Can you grab this for me? So doesn't matter. That doesn't deter me at all. If it's something I want, I will get it. So
Well, Haley, Cassie, Jason, it was so nice having you all join today and talk to us about your products. I think you've made a lot of believers out of us.
yeah.
Never hesitate to let us know how we can help you and your brand out. We're a community
Yeah.
first
I
and
was going to
foremost.
say, Bill, we need to get them on the podcast. Pooja and I co-host a podcast for Food Social called That's Delicious. And we're kind of on hiatus the rest of this year, but moving forward to the new year, we talk with brands, creators, where several guests are on the right now on the happy hour that have been on with us. And I can send you a link to all the episodes. We're into our third season. So it'd be a great conversation to get and chat, and you can all decide who might join us, but it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's
Definitely,
great.
we'd love that.
We would definitely love that. But yeah, thank you, everyone. We appreciate you spending time with us on your Friday, and it was great to connect, and we really appreciate the support.
Yeah, and thanks for sending out coupons and being willing to do that for our creators. It's a huge thing, because not everyone can just afford to run out and buy everything that we have available. So that was really thoughtful, and we appreciate it.
Of course, and I'm on Slack, so if anyone wants to try something else or wants to try more, just reach out to me, and we're always happy to send products to get you guys to try new things.
Yeah, awesome.
Awesome. One last note, I did accidentally on purpose leak the Super Bowl info in the chat there, so go ahead and click it. Just understanding that it's not finalized, but feel free to take a look at that if you'd
And
like.
Cassie, I can send the brand one your way. I think we kind of were leaving you alone a little bit because we knew you had a lot of things going on, but I'm happy to send it your way if that interests, just so you can see if it interests you at all. But yeah,
Awesome.
we're excited to kick off the new year with this fun promo. We had a lot of fun last year, so it's looking to be a lot of fun again. So
Awesome.
Well, thank you, everyone. So
Thank
nice meeting
you.
all.
Hope you all have a great weekend and see you all next week for our last happy hour of 2024.
indeed. All right, see you, everyone.